When a phone application is taken, and this is common for purchases, can a post-dated check or credit card or other payment information be collected and held until the till disclosure has been made and the proper time has elapsed? And if you remember right, no, we cannot accept any type of form of payment, future payment, until the time has lapsed. If two borrowers, or sometimes more, are applying for a mortgage, and only one person is actually there at the time of application, and Trustmore is the lender, and that person does acknowledge receipt of the truth in lending statement, can Trustmore at that point in time collect fees for the appraisal report? And this actually is probably not the answer you expected, but yes, as long as we have the acknowledgement, that disclosure from at least one of the borrowers, then we are able to collect the fees. Does this regulation impact only purchase transactions? Now, I know a lot of y'all aren't concerned about that, but I think we have a couple closing agents here. Or refinance is subject to the same guidelines. Both. A mortgage is a mortgage. It impacts both purchase and refinance transactions. Is on a refinance transaction again, is there still a 3-day right to cancel or a 3-day rescission period still in effect because we had that 3-day review process on the truth in lending? Yes, it does. So this will impact some pricing for some folks possibly in time frames. So that does not change the 3-day right of rescission on refinances. Who is required to authenticate email acknowledgement to start the fee collection process? Again, do we need to hear from all borrowers? And the answer to that is any of the borrowers on a loan can acknowledge receipt of this, and then we can collect the fees for the appraisal services. Again, a lot of times we may be emailing and faxing out this scary form. This is a kind of an explanation, if we're not face-to-face with the borrower, of the truth in lending statement. Very, very confusing, especially to a layperson. But this does kind of go through the different boxes and what they mean. And again, it's a great comparison tool if somebody is planning to keep the loan, make the payments on the first of every month, and not prepay anything. So on a 15-year loan, to keep it for the full 15 years, or a 30-year loan to keep it for the full 30 years and not make any prepayments. All right, so let's do some summaries here. I've got a couple of good things, happy events coming up, and then we'll open up for some questions from you guys. Here we go with the summary. New regulations take effect on any application dates of July 30th or newer. Creditors must issue initial truth in lending statements on purchases, refinances, equity loans on both primary residences and second homes. Fees other than the credit report fee may not be collected until the 4th business day after the initial till was issued, or in lieu of that, if we have documentation that the truth in lending has been received, then we can collect. Borrowers may not close until at least the 7th business day, this is business days, after the initial truth in lending is issued. Or the 6th business day if we're mailing disclosures after an updated truth in lending statement is issued because of APR changes outside the tolerances of 1/8 of 1% on a fixed rate or 1/4 of 1% on adjustable rate loan. And again, a reissued truth in lending statement, and if the changes are affecting the annual percentage rate by less than these tolerances, then we can go ahead and close and not wait the 3 days again. All right. Final terms of loan, if we know them early, hopefully at least 10 days before closing, we need to pound this into those closing agents that we all love, those title companies and attorneys, so that we get their fees. This is going to be our biggest holdup. If we know those at least 10 days ahead of time, that means any redisclosure can be made and we won't miss closing. And again, we can't stress enough that we need to get our title companies, our attorneys, on the bandwagon and get the preliminary information to us fast, not what we've gotten accustomed to of the day of closing. It drives our closers crazy. And now we most often will not be able to make closing because those fees do have an impact on the annual percentage rate. Here we go. We at Trustmore, very thankful for the business that y'all all send us, and we love working with you guys. We are hosting a day at the Vineyards. New Kent Vineyards is beautiful over there if you've been there. They've got a brand new golf course, 9 holes of which are open so far. We have reserved the full course, and that morning, September 9th, We have 20 slots, and I think that's dictated by the number of golf carts they have out there right now, to play 9 holes, and that's from 9 to 11. We'll have wine tastings and winery and community tours from 11 to 1:30 that day, and as well as a great lunch provided. So that should be a really great event. It's limited to 50 folks in the winery. So again, let us know. It should be a great day. Weather should be great. It's beautiful, beautiful at the vineyards. We will send a follow-up email with this information, but if you want to get a head start, you can email us at rsvp@trustmore.com, or feel free to call us at 433-1500. Again, that's Wednesday, September 9th for lunch, and golf in the morning at the New Kent Vineyards. And we have luckily seen a huge resurgence of first-time home buyers, and hopefully these folks are going to be buying houses, and all our sellers who own these houses at $200,000 under we've seen will be able to now purchase the move-up house and hopefully get the housing market back on track. We've had a lot of questions about the $8,000 tax credit that is expiring on November 30th. That's closing on November 30th. A lot of questions, so we are hosting a webinar next Wednesday, a week from today. That's August 12th at 7 p.m. It's a webinar event, type event like this is, and this is for your buyers or your buyers and you, or if you want to bring your buyers together at your office with a projector, that's great, but we want to make it easy. Again, it's 7 p.m. on next Wednesday, August 12th. We will be sending out some more information, or feel free to contact your Trustmore loan officer to get your folks signed up for this. All right, now it is time for your questions. You will see on the right-hand side of your screen, you've got 2 options to ask questions of me, and that is you may either click the little hand that you want to raise your hand, and at that point I can open up the audio for you, and I find that most folks don't like to talk, or there is a spot at the bottom where you can just type a question in, and we'll see it here and provide the answers to the whole audience. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, okay. Somebody wants to know if the 3-day redisclosure period can be waived, and technically if we can truly show a financial emergency, which I've never seen a case of this, even if you tell me you're going to foreclosure, I doubt you'll get it. The answer to that is no. We cannot waive any of the wait times on these things. Okay, I've got another question from somebody who wanted to know, why the attorneys. Okay, closing agents, which a lot of times are attorneys, some of their fees are considered finance charges, and so those fees, when they come to us, they vary by closing agent, will impact the APR or the finance charges, and typically would require a trigger. And again, if it's a closing agent that we work closely with, then a lot of times we'll know what those fees are and hopefully avoid that. Yeah, okay. This person wants us to recommend closing agents. Again, there's a lot of great closing agents out there. We at Trustmore are affiliated with one, but again, you can talk to your loan officer about that. There's a lot of good folks out there, and we'll leave it at that. Yeah, yes, I got this earlier today as well. We will post later this afternoon, later today, this presentation, a recorded version of it on the internet on our website, and we will send a follow-up on that as well. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Either I'm doing a great job or anything else? Okay. Well, I want to thank you, and again, if you're too shy to ask, feel free to call me or your loan officer, and we'll be glad to help you out. Again, remember September 9th in the Vineyards in New Kent, and also on August 12th at 7 p.m. First-time homebuyers, expecting a big turnout for that. Web event again, going through the $8,000 tax credit and some of the benefits of home ownership. Thanks again, and we appreciate you spending a few minutes with us today.